Hi, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Our devotion for today, August 11th, is from the book of Acts, chapter 16, verses 19 through 24. Now, to set the context for this, Paul has just freed, through the name of Christ, a slave woman possessed by a spirit of divination that allowed her to tell the fortunes of others, and so make money for her owners. I'm going to read the whole thing, 19 through 24. But when her owners saw that their hope of gain was gone, they seized Paul and Silas and dragged them into the marketplace before the rulers. And when they had brought them to the magistrates, they said, "These men are Jews, and they are disturbing our city. They advocate customs that are not lawful for us as Romans to accept or practice." The crowd joined in attacking them, and the magistrates tore the garments off them and gave orders to beat them with rods. And when they had inflicted many blows upon them, they threw them into prison, ordering the jailer to keep them safely. Having received this order, he put them into the inner prison and fastened their feet in the stocks. My friends, this is how the world receives the freeing gospel of Jesus Christ. We who are disciples of Christ Jesus need to keep this in mind. The world does not accept Jesus or his gospel and will reject it in the most violent of terms. Paul frees a slave woman from this spirit that has been possessing her. The spirit is not from God, otherwise Paul would not have been able to cast it out. Who is happy about this woman's release from her spirit? Well, not the owners, who have used this woman's plight for their own monetary gain. Now she's worthless to them. So they attack Paul and Silas for Paul's action of love, his action of freedom for this woman. Yes, I know that he did it because he was annoyed with her, but the result is the same regardless of his motivation. So they drag Paul and Silas to the magistrates and testify against them, falsely I might add. And the magistrates strip them, rule they are to be beaten with rods, and then they're locked into prison. And they're locked into a secure part of the prison so that even their feet are locked up. All because they freed a slave woman from a spirit that had been possessing her. See, the world only saw the money that was lost to the masters of this slave woman. The world saw her freedom from this spirit and her healing as a crime against the masters who owned her, who could no longer leech off her captivity. The world doesn't care about people. Doesn't care about you or me. The world doesn't. The world only cares about power and wealth and status and gain. Jesus cares about you. Jesus cares about what happens to the slave. Jesus cares about those who are being held captive, those who are in need of healing. Jesus cared for the slave woman. His name alone brought her freedom. Even if Paul's motive wasn't entirely pure, the love of Christ is. Don't look to the world for your help. The world doesn't care about you. Look to Jesus. He cares about you. He loves you. And he is happy for every single person who is freed from captivity by his name. Go in peace, serve the Lord.